Hey, what's up my loves? My name is Mina. Welcome to my channel, Mina Reads, and today we're starting a reading challenge. So in this reading challenge, I am going to be challenging myself to read 100 pages every day for the next 7 days, and we're going to see how that goes, if I'm successful, how many books do I read, and you know, what are going to be my takeaways from it. So that's what this video is all about. I'm really excited to get into it because I have been watching a bunch of videos like this recently, and a lot of my favorite creators have made videos like this, so I'll leave them tagged below or whatever. But yeah, lots of people have been making this challenge. I really like it. It's a fun time, so I decided to try it for myself, and I am excited for you guys to go on this little journey with me. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. And before we get into the good stuff, I do just want to say a huge thank you to today's sponsor, Ana Luisa. Ana Luisa is a New York-based sustainable jewelry company. I've been working with them for ages, and I just love their jewelry so much. It's just so beautiful and amazing. So they are currently having a Valentine's Day sale, 40% off their whole store, so you can get something for yourself or a loved one. Like I said, I've been working with them for a really long time, and I just love all of the pieces that I've ever received from them. Like, they're just so beautiful, so versatile, and I don't know, I just feel like they really suit my personal aesthetic. Right now I am wearing one of their thank you necklaces. They have a bunch of little like logo necklaces, but yeah, this one says thank you. I'm obsessed with it. I also have these beautiful earrings, as well as another pair of earrings. I will leave the names of each of the pieces up on the screen, but I just love Ana Luisa's jewelry so much. It's just so pretty, so elegant, and just versatile. I feel like it's easy for me to mix and match all of their jewelry, and they do have a lot of like necklace sets, and I just like very easily swap them out and do my own thing with them. But back to their sustainability mission, I do love the fact that Ana Luisa offsets 100% of their carbon emissions, and I do love the fact that this is a company that is very environmentally conscious, and it just kind of takes a little bit of the burden off of me as a consumer, knowing that my money is going towards a company that like actually cares about the environment and wants to, you know, make sure the planet is like safe and livable for us for a long time. I love that. I appreciate sustainably minded companies, so that's another huge reason that I absolutely love Ana Luisa. And yeah, like, their jewelry is just great, affordable prices. Their jewelry starts at about $39, and they do have higher end pieces. It really depends on like what you want, what you're into. Absolutely love Ana Luisa's jewelry, and I just feel like it suits my personal aesthetic so well. They do have like more statement bold jewelry, but they also have a lot of like understated and, you know, like dainty elegant type pieces. They have a lot of gold jewelry. I'm obsessed with gold jewelry. Gold is like my color. But yeah, like, I just love them, and I just feel so confident, and I feel like wearing their jewelry always elevates my outfits, my looks, whatever. I just feel like Ana Luisa would be the perfect gift for yourself or a loved one for this Valentine's Day season. So they are having a 40% off sale. You can check them out in the link in my description. And yeah, thank you so much to them for sponsoring this video, and let's get into the reading challenge. Hello you guys, I'm joined today by my puppy Vales, but she's being a bit, I don't know, she's being a bit rambunctious right now. But I'm just here to update you that I have read my first 13 pages for today, which was 13 pages of Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales. Right now we're reading the general prologue, and it's in Middle English, so it's been taking me some time to get through just those 13 pages, and I'm now taking a little bit of a break, a little bit of me time, and I'm going to be reading something for fun. And so what I'm going to be reading is The Replacements by Shay Sanders. I started it last night, and I am just completely obsessed. Basically, this is like a grumpy boss ex-employee type romance, so if that's not your thing, then that's fine. But essentially this story is about Savannah, and she is the wife of this, like, you know, really successful executive, and basically at the beginning of the story she finds out that her husband is cheating on her, and so she is planning her exit strategy. So for the past like 13 years of their marriage, she has been a housewife, and so she decides like, okay, I need to immediately get a job so that I can have, you know, my own income and everything, because I can't keep relying on him, and in case things go badly with their divorce and she can't get alimony payments because she did sign a prenup, she's like, I need to get me a job. So she finesses him. She doesn't immediately tell him that she knows that he's been cheating. She finesses him to use his connections to get her a job, and she is granted an interview with this CEO. His name is Taurus Jackson, and she's granted like you know, an assistant position, so she would be his executive assistant. They decide that she's going to start working for him on a probationary basis, and basically he's just like this really grumpy, demanding, stern kind of boss, and she's, I don't want to say she's like a sunshine kind of personality, but she's very like accommodating. And so this story is basically about the push and pull between them and how she like slowly gets him to soften up. And oh my god, I love Savannah and Taurus so much. Their dynamic is just top tier. It's so good, and I'm having such a great time with it. Also, the book is really, really sexy, and I'm obsessed. And like Taurus, he is so fine to me. Literally as soon as the main character Savannah was like, and yeah, like he's really handsome and he's bald, I knew I was going to be in love with him because I love bald men. And it's actually like, it's a theme. It all started with Nigel from the Codename Kids Next Door. When I was a child, I was obsessed with him. Literally obsessed with him. It was insane. And then Kate Ancrum, she clowned me and she said that my type is bald authoritarians. And she would be correct because that's exactly what I'm about. Like, I just love Taurus. He's so grumpy and stern and demanding and bossy, and I just fucking love him. I love him. I just love it. I also like this book because Savannah is very much like a housewife. Like she's the kind of person who aspires to be like a housewife and a homemaker, and I love the fact that this is a book that's kind of about that and like validating that experience, because I feel like not everybody dreams of being like some boss bitch CEO. Like some people just want to like be in the house cooking and like raising a family, and there's nothing wrong with that or shameful about that, and that kind of labor is just as important as other forms of labor. So I like what this book has to say like regarding all that stuff, but it's just really cool. It's really fun. I love the characters.
It has the taking care of your love interests when like they're sick trope, and I'm living for it. I'm living for it. Oh my god, I love this fucking book so much. New favorite. It's just ooh.
Okay, so it's currently 5 p.m. I have just completed reading The Replacements. Loved it. Amazing. 5 stars. It was just so fun. It was so sexy. It was also emotional, and I just found the characters and their relationship dynamic to be really fun and really interesting, and it was just a good time. And so yeah, 5 stars. I'm so happy because recently all of my reads have been so suspect and just like there's a lot of 1-star, 2-star reads in the month of January. So I'm so excited that I got another 5-star, and it was just so cute. It was so cute. It was so fun. And I just really liked it. I really liked it. Shay Sanders, she outdid herself. And so in finishing that, I did read, I want to say like 60 pages in this particular reading session, and earlier today I read about 20 pages. So I read about 80 pages of The Replacements today, and I read, what else? 80 pages of The Replacements, 13 pages of the Canterbury Tales. So because I can't do math, it almost took me a second, but so I've read 93 pages already, so I only need to read a few more pages and then we'll be good.
Okay, so it's like 11:30 and I'm about to go to bed, but I did want to do one final update. I am 50 pages into Act Like You Mean It by Shay Sanders. Very reminiscent of Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey, if you know those people. And basically this story is about this black actor. His name is August, and essentially in the public eye, like his fan base, which is mostly black women, they kind of think that he doesn't like black women, he doesn't date black women, and so it's just kind of like slightly negatively affecting public perception of him. So his team says that maybe he should do like a PR relationship with a black woman just to like, you know, garner some goodwill. So he is entering this PR relationship with a popular, like really beautiful socialite named Xandra. It's interesting. I can't say that it's like, you know, like I'm loving it, but it is really interesting and like it's cool. So yeah, I just wanted to give you that final page update, and I'm gonna show you a little like graphic of all the pages that I read today.
This morning I ended up reading 118 pages of Act Like You Mean It, and this is a novella, so I ended up finishing it, and it was really fun. I think I would give it like 3.5 stars. It was definitely a good time. I liked the whole like Hollywood setting, PR relationship trope, like that was fun. I think the way that their fake relationship and like their fake dates and stuff was going was interesting. I like the characters, kind of. I do feel like, I don't want to say there was a lack of depth, but I just feel like because it was a novella, we just didn't get to dig like as deeply into some of the stuff that was going on as I would have liked to. But like it was cool. I liked the characters, I liked their relationship. The book was steamy, it was a little bit funny. I will say that probably the most memorable thing about it, and the thing that will keep it in my mind, is that the hero in this had a foot fetish, and I have never seen a scene quite like that in a romance novel ever in my entire short life. So still a bit shook and taken aback by it, but we move. So yeah, give that like 3.5 stars. It was enjoyable enough. Shay Sanders definitely has like a really easy writing style and really put me into the reading mood. So now I'm debating between my two I'm debating what my next read should be. So I have two options right here. I have The Killing Moon by N.K. Jemisin, and I have Real by Kennedy Ryan.
Do y'all see this tear? I'm crying. I'm 100 pages into the book and I'm crying. And what the fuck?
Okay, so my last clip was definitely a little bit dramatic, but I just finished my LGBTQ coming of age film class, and that class is so long. It's like a 2.5 hour class because we only meet once a week, and I'm so tired. But that's neither here nor there. So allow me to update you on Real by Kennedy Ryan. So this is what I was reading earlier, and I started this on page 330. No, that's a lie. I started this on page 33 because I did read a few pages like on a reading sprint like a month or two ago, and I just didn't feel like rereading those first 30 pages because it was, you know, it was pretty basic preliminary stuff. I remembered it. But I did end up reading up to page 110. So if my math's right, I read about 77 pages of this. And wow, it's really, really good. It's a romance novel, and it's about these two characters, Neva and Cannon. So basically Neva, she's kind of this up and coming actress. She has this Broadway production, and essentially this director, Cannon, he goes to her Broadway show and he thinks she's amazing, so he wants to cast her as the lead in this new biopic that he's filming about this like queer Harlem Renaissance singer. Yeah, so basically this is like a kind of forbidden workplace romance about this director and that actress for his movie. And where I'm at right now, only 100 pages in, the only thing that's really happened between them is that they're working together on this project, and so there's a lot of like tension and a little bit of chemistry between them. But I'm gonna say that I'm not even like super invested in their relationship yet. Like honestly, I don't really care about that, but I am really enjoying the writing style. I think her writing style is just very good. And Neva, she has a chronic illness, and so we were talking, there's like a scene where we're at the doctor's office with her and she's talking with her doctor about, you know, her treatment plans and stuff like that. She has lupus. And we also have Cannon, who's like this really super intense, like serious artistic type, and I love reading about characters like that. And yeah, they're just both so passionate about their craft and about what they do, you know, for Neva about performing, and for Cannon about creating and like capturing a story on film. And I don't know, just reading about these characters and their passion and their work ethic is really fun. And we also get to see excerpts of this screenplay that they're working on, and that is also really interesting because it's about, like I said, this like Harlem Renaissance singer performer. Yeah, so they're filming this thing about Desi's life, and so we get to see like parts of the screenplay, and the screenplay is just really, really good. Like I would watch the fuck out of this movie that they're making. So it's just really engaging on a number of levels, and I'm having a great time. So yeah,
I think today is gonna be a hard day because I don't feel like reading at all. Okay, so it is 5 p.m. and I refuse to lose this challenge on the third day. So I'm gonna do some reading sprints with my friend Erin, and I will update you after we're all done. Okay, so where I'm at, the story has really been focusing a lot on like the movie production and the scenes that they're filming and this like growing tension between Cannon and Nevaeh. But one of the like, I want to say she's like a producer or the cinematographer or something on set. She's kind of done this like little matchmaking thing so that Nevaeh and Cannon are sharing Thanksgiving together. And so this is going to be the first time that they're really forced to like spend time together and stop avoiding their attraction. And I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in this scene because yeah, they've really been avoiding each other a lot. And so I've been waiting for the kind of romantic development that I think is going to come from this scene, and my fingers are crossed. It's 11 p.m. but I did it, folks. I read my 100 pages for today. Halfway through the book so far. And yeah, I'll update you tomorrow when I do some more reading. Hello besties, good morning. It's like 10:40 and I'm making my breakfast right now, but I thought we should do a quick good news, bad news update. So good news, I finished a book today. Bad news, I have no idea how many pages of said book that I read. So explanation time. I am reading Huckleberry Finn, or I just finished Huckleberry Finn for my Modernist American Fiction class, or Modern American Fiction class, whatever. And I've been reading that for about 2-ish weeks, and I finally finished it. This morning when I started, I was at like 70% in the ebook, and then I finished it, so I read 30% of the ebook. But how many pages is that? Have no idea. So yay me, but also I'm sad because I don't know how to count this for the challenge because I have no idea how many pages it was. But at least I'll be prepared for today's class. We love that for me. And yeah, so I suppose today I'll be reading some more of Real, and I'll just have to update you on that, and that'll have to count for my pages today. I don't have another page update, but I just want to say that in reading Huckleberry Finn, Tom Sawyer has become one of my most hated literary figures of all time. Tom Sawyer, he vexed my spirit to no end, and I have never wanted to hit a child quite like I wanted to be his ass. He just grinded my gears so much. Hate that guy. I really do.
So I finished the book, or maybe the book finished me. Child, let me pull myself together. I can't. Oh my god, this book is so fucking good. Like, you don't understand.
But this book was just so good. I feel like, you know, I kind of told you the basic premise, which is about Neva and Cannon. Neva is kind of this undiscovered actress, and Cannon is this director who finds her at a Broadway show, and he decides to cast her for this major movie that he's making about a like 1930s blues singer who's kind of unsung and forgotten by history, and so they're making this biopic about her life. And so like across the whole story, we get to see Neva and Cannon falling in love, but we also get to learn a little bit about what this blues singer, her name is Desi Blue, like what her life was like, and we get to see a lot of like the filmmaking process. But Neva is also struggling with a chronic illness. She has lupus, and I just feel like the way that this book really crafted this love story, and the way that it delved into all of the like deeper emotional elements of the story was just so good and so well balanced. And this was like one of the most romantic and like deeply beautiful books that I've ever read. And I mean, I have read so many romances in my life, and I feel like this one just hit me so deeply, and the love that Neva and Cannon shared just was like, it was incredible. And it just was so good. It was so good, and I loved it so much. And I really I cannot recommend this book enough, and I'm so happy that I was like documenting the experience reading this book, because it was just phenomenal, and like it's just so good. It's just so good. And I loved it, and I can't wait to reread it eventually. And I was already marking up the book so much, and like I don't usually do tabs, but I do have some tabs in here, and I have tabs, and like I underlined so many places, and like I don't usually write in my books, but I had to, like, just to connect more deeply with this story, because it's just so amazing. Like, it truly was so good. I'm so happy that I read it, and I'm like truly emotionally wrecked by it. It was just fantastic, and I would highly recommend it. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, this is not like an exaggeration. Like, this book is amazing, and you really should read it.
and I can't wait to read more by Kennedy Ryan, because this was everything. Like, one of my favorite books of the year, and I already found it in January. We love that for me. It's been like 2 hours since that last update, but I just had to go and drop that book off with my mother because I really want her to read it. I think she would love it. Who knows if she's actually going to read it or not, but like, I had to drop it off with her. But to give you my page updates, so I did end up reading 195 pages of Real today, and of course I finished it and it was amazing. I loved it. We stan. So yeah, I read a lot of pages today. I feel like today might be the most pages read so far for the challenge, because I read 195 pages of Real and I read the Lord only knows how many pages of Huckleberry Finn, but I did both of those today, so yay me. I'm going to show you my pretty little graphic, and then I will see you tomorrow. Hello besties. So I'm having a slightly late start to my day. I think it's like 12:30 right now. Yeah, so it's about 12:30. I haven't actually accomplished much of anything. I woke up, I'm drinking my coffee a bit late, and I'm planning to read some of The Killing Moon. I also need to do some reading for school. We'll see. Hopefully today will be productive, but I don't know. I'll update you when some stuff and things happen. Good morning besties. I'm just in a really good mood right now, so I'm gonna start reading The Killing Moon by N.K. Jemisin, and I'm really excited. I'm reading this for the Busy Bee Book Club. This isn't much of an update, and I'm laying on my nest of pillows, but I have read 37 pages today, and those pages came from Sharp Ends by Joe Abercrombie. Yeah, only 37 pages. I need to buckle up and read how many more pages? 63 more pages. And yeah, I'm not doing good. Today was just not it. Hello besties. So I ended up reading 100 pages of Sharp Ends by Joe Abercrombie. This is like a short story anthology set in the First Law world. It features some characters we've already seen before and some new characters. It's okay. I don't necessarily think that I love it. It still has, you know, like the typical Joe Abercrombie kind of humor, but I can't say that it's like interesting. Honestly, I'd probably say it's just kind of like a cash grab. Like, I don't really see value in it personally. It's just like, I don't know. And I feel bad that I'm not liking it, because this was a gift. And I was hoping that it was gonna just like really be, I don't know, it's just gonna like hit the spot, because I've been missing the First Law world. And so I was hoping that like, yes, it's gonna fill that emptiness for me, and it's just absolutely not. But I did read 100 pages of that, and I accomplished a grand total of 6 pages of The Killing Moon, and I did not at all read any of the book that I'm supposed to be reading for my class. So we hate that for me, and I'm a bad student, and please don't be like me. But yeah, that's it. That's my update for today. I'll leave you with my little graphic, and I will see you tomorrow, the 6th day of this challenge. Is it the 6th day? Maybe? Okay, so it's 12 p.m. first check-in of the day. I have already read 40 pages of Sharp Ends this morning, but I am currently on my way to a brunch date. So yeah, that's where I'm going. I'll give you more thoughts, updates, whatever, a bit later. Besties, I'm gonna be honest, I just went on like the most interesting date of my entire life, and we need some time to process that, but I need to read more so I can meet my page goal. How many pages did I read? I think I said 40 earlier, so 60 more pages. But I have another social engagement. I'm going to my friend's house because she just got a new apartment. So I'm gonna go see her new apartment. So yeah, reading. When is it gonna happen? Hopefully soon. I don't know. This angle is so weird. It's like you're literally laying in the bed with me, but
basically, my social battery is so utterly depleted by my two events, whatever. Also, just my regular old energy also depleted. It is currently about 10 p.m. and I still have only read like those 40 pages of sharp ends. And so I'm trying to see if I can like get the energy up to actually read again, because I am so worn out. But I guess I will update you again with either a new page update or a notice that I failed the challenge. We shall see.
Okay, bestie, so I think I made a really terrible mistake in choosing Sharp Ends to be like my final book of this little reading challenge, just because like I truly honestly do not care in the slightest about the stuff that's happening here. I feel like there are a few like marginally good moments, but for the most part I really do not like this anthology. Like I just don't care about it. It's not bad, it's like, you know, the same thing that Joe Abercrombie does in all of his other stories, but it's just like I don't give a shit. And so I'm just bored. I've read 43 pages of this today, so like woohoo. I still have some more pages to go. I thought that maybe I'd be able to like finish this book today and bust it out, but like I just actually really don't give a fuck, and I'm contemplating like just straight up DNFing this book because it's just like I don't care. Like I really don't care, but I don't know. Yeah, I definitely shouldn't have picked this book. I should have picked a different book. And maybe I will pick up another book. I'll just like set this aside and pick up something else. I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking at my little TBR shelf up here. Let me show it to you. Yeah, this is my little pitiful TBR shelf. It just looks so lonely, like sitting there in this empty wall. But anyway, there goes my TBR shelf. I'm gonna look and see if any of those books are tickling my.
Okay, so for continuity's sake, I am reading Yona of the Dawn. I want to say I'm like maybe 30% of the way through. And it's interesting. So I will probably give you like my final updates, my recap, reflection, and all that good stuff tomorrow. So yeah, we'll find out then if I get to all of the pages that I need to do and blah, blah, blah.
Alright, so we have completed the challenge. So I'm going to show you all of the books that I started this week, all the books that I finished this week, and how many pages I ended up reading this week. So this was a really interesting reading challenge. I was kind of surprised by the results, and it also happened to be a really lucky reading week, because if you have been paying attention to my socials, if you're my friend on Goodreads, or if you've been seeing, you know, all the Goodreads updates via Twitter, you will see that I have been having a very rough start to my 2022 reading year, and it has just been a sea of 1-star and 2-star reads. Honestly, nothing short of a miracle that I had like like multiple 5-star reads in this video, and I found 2 new books that I absolutely love. Replacements and Real, both black romances, both were amazing, swoon worthy. I loved them. I honestly can't wait to reread them. And I did actually end up buying a physical copy of the Replacements because it's just such a pretty cover. I'm obsessed with the illustrations in the background. The man on the cover is very fine too, and I love this book so much, so I had to get a physical. Also, I'm not sure if I did like my final update for Yona of the Dawn, but I feel like I would probably give this like 3 stars. It was an interesting start to a series. It's about this Princess Yona, and basically she's faced with like some betrayals. There's like some court intrigue and politics that goes on, and basically like her throne is betrayed essentially, and so this is about her and her bodyguard Huck, and they're like on the run. And this is really like I would say that this is a pretty good setup volume for the story and the characters and like the backstory and everything. So I feel like all of that was really interesting, and I would be intrigued to read more from the series. There is a certain element that I don't love in the book. Yona is like in love with her cousin, and it was like, did we need that? I don't think so. I probably will just watch the anime rather than read the manga, but I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, those are my Yona of the Dawn thoughts. But yeah, it was a really great reading week. I had a good time. I will say that my major takeaways from the challenge and like what I learned about myself as a reader is that I'm definitely a kind of sporadic reader. I'll have days where I read, you know, I could binge read a whole book, or I could read multiple books in a single day, and then I just won't read anything else for a week or maybe more. So I do think that, like, you know, slow and steady really won the race for me, and that consistency did help me read way more and maybe enjoy some of the stuff that I was reading a bit more. But I will say that on the day that I did end up failing, when the only thing that I was reading was Sharp Ends, it definitely became clear to me that as a reader, I read much faster if I'm enjoying the book, which I think is like not going to be some sort of revelation. A lot of people probably feel the same way, where if you're reading a book and you're really enjoying it, then it's like you kind of want to keep reading, you want to keep picking it up. And I feel like for me with Sharp Ends, it just wasn't a book that I was really loving, and so I didn't find myself, you know, picking it up again and again. And so when, you know, a day came where I was busy and there were things I was doing and I wasn't just kind of like lounging around the house with as much free time, I found myself not making the time to read the book. But I think that if I had been enjoying Sharp Ends more, then I probably would have met my page goal that day, but it is what it is. So yeah, like, this was a really interesting reading challenge. I would definitely be interested to do it again. Let me know if you'd like to see another similar video in the future. But yeah, like, I just had a really great time with it. I had a great reading week. So thank you for sticking along with me this entire time. Thank you to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video. Be sure to check out their Valentine's Day sale, 40% off, jewelry for you or a loved one. Link will be in the description below. And yeah, so thank you to them and thank you to you. And I will see you all in my next one, hopefully. Bye, you guys.